The Attorney General fires back at a European politician.
A mother of two was charged today with 9 counts of fraud.
Senator Fred Mitchell questions difficulties arising at the passport office.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Jared Higgs. Topping news tonight, police are searching for a woman who they say is responsible for abducting an 8-year-old boy from a park on Emmanuel Drive off Soldier Road. The child was discovered a short time after the alleged snatching, but that did little to comfort the child's mother.
My children never been missing in their life. And they want to talk to people. They ain't doing no better than me.
23-year-old GEORGINA AMBRISTER initially declined an interview with reporters on the abduction of her 8-year-old son Tyvon DeVoe, who was reportedly snatched by a woman as he played in a nearby churchyard. When she did emerge from her Emmanuel Drive home, AMBRISTER described her reaction when she realized her son wasn't on the basketball court where she left him late Wednesday afternoon.
Started like I ain't had no memories and like I started out little pain in my stomach and like my head started eating. Like I started the little migraine headaches. So I started shouting saying, Tyvon, Tyvon, and he walked with me in the yard and we walked around there. And we looked all about around the churchyard. We didn't see him. Shortly before 1 this afternoon, police told media that a child was taken from a park on Emmanuel Drive by a woman who was the lone occupant of a grey vehicle. To AMBRISTER's relief, her son was found near the city dump soon after the incident. The city gas to the hospital. And they write up some papers. And they examine him and everything, check him. From the bottom, go straight up there wherever and ask him questions about the lady touch him. He said, no ma'am, because he's very intelligent. Police released this composite sketch of the woman they believe to be responsible for the kidnapping. Tyvon's abduction is the third of its kind involving young children in the past 3 weeks. Back in mid-February, 3-year-old Shavar Bain was kidnapped, reportedly by 2 women in a silver car. He was dropped off at a wash house on Joe Farrington Road, with police releasing this sketch of the woman responsible. 2 weeks later, on March 3rd, an 8-year-old girl was abducted from her home. That ain't gonna happen because my children ask him, I don't let my children go to no strange people. Neighbors told Our News that AMBRISTER's 5 children are often left unattended, a claim that AMBRISTER and her brothers vehemently denied. AMBRISTER, who lost her mother back in December, says she has her issues like anybody else, but insisted she is a good mother. My boyfriend might have a little argument, but we don't have no argument. We might have a little argument, but we might deal it over with. But people is behind you watching people business. The height of ignorance. That's how Attorney General Carl Bethel is labeling one European politician's comments about the Bahamas' penchant to end up on the European Union's blacklist. The AG was responding to German politician and member of the European Parliament, Sven Giegold, who recently insisted the Bahamas needs to get serious about anti-money laundering if it wants to remain off the blacklist. Jasmine Brown has his candid comments in this report.
The AG said that European official is dead wrong when it comes to his assertion about the Bahamas not doing enough to prevent money laundering.
He is a member of the European Parliament and therefore would reflect a more political and less well-informed point of view. It is clear that the commentator was utterly ignorant of not only the changes that we have made, but also of the fact that there have been money laundering convictions ever since the first Proceeds of Crime Act was passed in 1996 in the Bahamas. And for someone to state that the Bahamas does not prosecute money laundering is the height of ignorance. Height of ignorance.
The AG made the comments in the Senate on Thursday as he led debate on a resolution for the Anti-Terrorism Regulations Bill 2019. Bethel was responding to Giegold's comments that were documented in an editorial that appeared in the Bahama Journal this week. In that editorial, Giegold is quoted as saying that based on the figures he has, there are no convictions on the Bahamas because of money laundering. Giegold added it is a clear sign that the Bahamian regime does not deliver, but Bethel vigorously denied the European official's claim.
You know, slackers, we don't play fool. When we set our minds to a job, let me say it again, we perform and we do what we have to do.
In fact, Bethel said over the last year and a half, the Bahamas has prosecuted 40 anti-money laundering cases.
Of 40 offenses charged last year, 19 have resulted in conviction and forfeiture of millions of dollars that sit in the confiscated asset fund today as I speak.
Bethel said he is in the process of drafting a response that he plans on sending to Giegold in the very near future so that Giegold can, quote, be thoroughly disabused of his ignorance. Reporting for our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Members of the opposition walking out of the House of Assembly during Wednesday evening sitting. The abrupt exit came as House Speaker HALSON MOULTRIE rejected a resolution by Opposition Leader Philip Davis. It all started when Opposition Leader Philip Davis gave notice of a resolution to reject the mid-year budget statement of Finance Minister Peter Turnquest because it does not fully comply with the Financial Administration and Audit Act 2010. Davis's resolution argued, among other things, that circumstances arose that caused government to spend money it hadn't budgeted, such as the $65 million Grand Lucayan purchase. However, House Speaker HALSON MOULTRIE was skeptical, asking Davis if the purpose of the motion was to compel the government to debate the midterm budget.
This is a debate for me to discuss the statement and persuade this Parliament to reject the statement.
MOULTRIE then doubled down.
So what is your authority to compel the government?
I'm not compelling the government, Mr. Speaker.
That is in essence what would happen if I honored that notice.
Davis then urged MOULTRIE to appreciate his role as Speaker, saying he was merely giving notice and any issues MOULTRIE had with the motion should be raised at a later date. However, MOULTRIE didn't back down.
It is the role of the Speaker to determine whether a notice is appropriate or inappropriate.
When did that arise, Mr. Speaker? When did that arise? Perhaps you could show me. You could show me that in the rule, Mr. Speaker. Perhaps you could show me that in the rule, Mr. Speaker. Which rule is that, Mr. Speaker? Which rule? Could you point that rule out to me, please?
The rule?
Point that rule, yeah.
The Speaker.
Point that out, Mr. Speaker.
The Speaker has residual discretion.
Finance Minister Peter Turnquest then rose to his feet, urging MOULTRIE to reject Davis's resolution on the basis that the portion of the resolution accusing the Minister of Finance of not complying with the Financial Administration and Audit Act is not factual.
That is nonsense. It is absolute untruth, and it is ridiculous. No, it is wrong, and you cannot. It is, Mr. Speaker, it is an abuse of this House, and it ought not to be discussed.
After several minutes of arguing between Davis and members of the governing side, and with MOULTRIE strongly suggesting that he would not accept the notice, Davis, along with fellow opposition MPs Picewell Forbes and Chester Cooper, left the precincts of the House of Assembly amid jeers from members of the government. MOULTRIE then laid down this final ruling on the matter.
The notice is highly irregular and is ordered dismissed as being frivolous, scandalous, vexatious, and an abuse of the parliamentary process.
Following the opposition's exit from Parliament, Davis said in a statement, the intent of the notice was to invite debate on the mid-year budget statement in the proper venue of the House of Assembly, not in town hall meetings by the Prime Minister, where the minority's voice is silent. This makes a mockery of the state's assertion that the notice by the opposition was frivolous and vexatious because the Prime Minister himself is embarking on a circus tour using public funds to engage in a one-man debate on the subject matter. Davis added, this action by the Speaker was high-handed, inappropriate, and is yet another example of how the Speaker of the House does not recognize his role as an arbiter and not to be in the fray of the debate. He continues to demonstrate that he is not fit for the office. A mother of two who was posing as a dentist was today charged in the magistrate's court for fraud. Gillian Gray tells us more.
A 27-year-old Jamaican national was brought before the magistrate's court. Santini Kerr Wilson stood before Magistrate Samuel McKinney, charged with 5 counts of fraud by false pretenses, 1 count of using the title of orthodontist, 1 count of advertising as a dentist, 1 count of practicing as a dentist, 1 count of the acquisition of the proceeds of criminal conduct, and 1 count of the possession of the proceeds of criminal conduct. The prosecutor told the court that between February 26 and March March 1st, Kerr Wilson received $510 from 5 different clients for braces, and between the same date, she advertised and practiced as a dentist. Kerr Wilson was reported to police by Dr. Sparkman Ferguson, who received information that a company was advertising cosmetic braces, teeth whitening, fillings, and other orthodontic work. When he made inquiries, he discovered that the proprietor was a female giving her name as Nicole Wilson, later identified as Santini Kerr Wilson. Neither of the aliases were registered with the Registrar General to perform any orthodontic work in the Bahamas. When officers checked Kerr Wilson's Comfort Suites hotel room, they found $7,196 cash, along with brackets for braces, syringes, teeth whitening machines, and other instruments for orthodontic work. When she was interviewed, she admitted that she was the owner of Italian Braces and said she was authorized to sell the products but not install them. The mother of 2 became emotional as the statement was read. She began to cry uncontrollably as she pleaded guilty to all charges. Her attorney Nathan Smith pleaded with the court for mercy as he argued that she has no prior convictions and regrets the decision she made to take part in fraud. He further pleaded with the court not to impose a custodial sentence. Magistrate McKinney fined Kerr Wilson $500 each or 5 months in prison on counts 1 through 5 and ordered her to pay back all 5 clients their $510. On counts 6 through 8, she was charged $1,000 each or 6 months in prison, and on the final counts, she was charged $500 or 3 months in prison. The $7,196 that was confiscated at the time of her arrest was forfeited to the Crown. She will not be released from custody until she pays back those clients and pays the $6,500 in fines. Reporting for our News, I'm Jillian Gray.
Still to come on our news, the former Foreign Affairs Minister urges government to address issues at the passport office. Plus, why a female senator says women are treated like second-class citizens. Stay tuned.